So the way I used to create clothing in ZBrush was to mask out the general area I wanted the clothing to be, extract that, and then remesh it. The problem with this is where it folds under, you usually run into problems with topology around here, and then also at the top it's not quite as clean as it could be, and the center here is also not optimal. Now the way I do it now is, first I'll make sure that I have already retopologized my main mesh, so you can see that this has already been manually retopologized. And what I'll do from here is hit Ctrl-Shift-D, which will duplicate that mesh. Now if I solo that and select lasso tool, you can find that under B, S, L. Now with this tool, if I'm hovered over an edge, you can see it says edge, it says poly there, point there, edge there. If I'm over an edge, it's going to knock out the whole loop like that. So if I come over here and knock out that loop, then down here and knock out a loop like that, and then come to poly groups, auto groups, and then I can fire away that and that by selecting the poly. You hide the whole poly group. Then delete hidden, which is tool, geometry, delete hidden. Sorry, I should tool, geometry, modify topology, delete hidden. That's where you will find it. And also delete higher. Delete the higher subdivision levels, so you'll find that up here. Now what I can do when I'm in this position is come over here to deformation and just inflate it a little bit. And you can see that the topology of the new mesh exactly replicates that of the underlying mesh. Now this might not be what you want, but hopefully you can see how in some cases this could be very useful. But the real benefit I see of doing this is that you're left with a single sided mesh, and this makes controlling your mesh and Z-remesher much easier. So if I remesh this now with the same number of polygons, you can see how the topology doesn't roll underneath itself because it's only a single-sided mesh, and we're getting quite nice topology. It could be that it gives you topology that you can just use depending on what you need it for, or it can just give you a good starting point. What I would do from here is pull out the Z modeler brush, which you'll find in BZM, and with this you could sort of move some edge loops into position, something like this. So you have the loops of the knees. Another thing I will use this for is to reduce the poly count. So if I select delete edge loop complete, I can also sort of optimize the number of polygons I'm playing around with. Okay, now what I would do from here is, let me just inflate that a little bit again. If I hover over a polygon, a face, go to extrude all polygons, I can add thickness right here, and you can see how clean this edge is compared to how it was before. And what I can do with this is knock out this edge, this edge loop, this poly loop, then come in here and knock out this one as well. Just need to bring this back like that. Now if I hit auto groups, I can fire that away and delete hidden. Okay, so now we've got the thickness, but we don't have all the unnecessary polygons. And then what I can even then do, depending on what you want to do with it, you could also cap this off. If you hover over an edge and go to close convex hole, you just click that and there we go, that's capped off. The might be a bit trickier on this side. Oh, there we go. It's not quite as clean. I probably would clean that up a bit, but hopefully this has been useful.